Artsakh, help is on the way. All right, so I did a video last week called Artsakh, help is on the way, and it blew up a little bit. It got 1,000 views like real quick, and that's good. The subscribership is going up. The viewership's going up. Every now and then I'll post a video that for some reason catches everybody's attention and a bunch of people watch it. We've got over 200 subscribers. I've just launched this channel, and that's good. It's like tenfold of what I started with. I had like 24 when I just had this channel doing other things, and then I'm focused on recognition of Artsakh, the sovereignty of Artsakh. And people are hearing about it. You guys are doing your job. You're sharing the video, but don't stop sharing. Subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe and share. This is the beginning of a groundswell. If the numbers keep ticking up, I'm just going to keep doing this, and the numbers will go up and up and up, and you will be able to say, we were there at the beginning. All right. So here, subscribe. Click that button. I've already subscribed, so it's gray. It's probably red for you. And click that bell. All right. So what am I talking about today? Whatever happens in our U.S. election, people are paying attention on both sides of the aisle. The time for reaching a lasting peace is now, United States says on Karabakh. Who's this guy? He is the U.S. ambassador to the OSCE, the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe. Almost forgot what it meant. James S. Gilmore has said that he believes the Minsk Group co-chairs can help Armenia and Azerbaijan reach a lasting and permanent peace in the Nagorno-Karabakh region, and that the time for reaching a lasting peace is now. All right, I'm going to read a little bit more of this article, but he never mentions statehood for Artsakh. So what is lasting peace? Maybe he's avoiding that topic the way the Americans avoid the word genocide, but at least he's talking about it. My thanks to James S. Gilmore made the remarks in response to the report of the co-chairs of the OSCE Minsk Group. My thanks also to Ambassador Kasperkis, Ambassador Popov, Ambassador Visconti, Senior Advisor to the Secretary of State Andrew Schofel. Okay, so he's just thanking all these guys that he deals with on his contemporaries or his counterparts. The United States welcomes the three chairs of the OSCE Minsk Group and the personal representative of the co-chair. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, the United States sincerely welcomes cessation of violence in the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict area. We have taken note of the Russian brokered arrangement to stop the fighting and appreciate the additional information provided today regarding the implementation of this arrangement as it goes on to take shape. We encourage the sides to work with the Minsk Group co-chairs to resolve outstanding issues and reach a lasting, peaceful resolution of this conflict. Okay, so it goes on to talk about we're going to throw some money at it. We're going to send $5 million, which I've mentioned before, to help with humanitarian issues, etc. But every time I read this, we encourage the sides to work with the Minsk Group. There's an aggressor here that doesn't care about any of this. There's an aggressor here that is like, those diplomats are talk, and they're encouraging us to agree and get along. The aggressors will be quiet until all this settles down, and then they go back to being aggressive. Before I read a little bit more, go to Tales of Truth. I have another YouTube channel, Tales of Truth, and it's the history. We talk about the genocide. We talk about this guy, Solomon Talerian. I won't play any of this, but we got historians on here. You can search through and see some of my footage from my travels to Armenia. Subscribe. All right, moving on. So that other guy, the ambassador, he's the U.S. ambassador, and he's a Republican appointed. And this guy's a Democrat. And so when I say it doesn't matter which president, whoever is president, ends up being president, you might say if Biden won the election, if you're watching this, and it's like, well, it appears, but he's not actually president-elect. There's a process. Many of you may have no idea about the constitutional process. Just because the media says he won, he could have won. He may very well have won. It's not the media that determines it. Traditionally, the results are so obvious, except for in the 2000 election. It was a month or more, maybe 2 months before we had a definitive president-elect of the United States. So I'm thinking I'll do a whole episode on this about, again, getting back to politics. I don't want to bore you right now, which I know I am, but both sides of the aisle in the United States are paying attention to this. And this guy, Senator Menendez, demands U.S. sanctions on Turkey and Azerbaijan. Now, we want statehood for Artsakh. We know that's the only solution. But this guy's coming up with some ideas and paying attention to it. And he's even talking on the Senate floor. So let me read this. Senator Bob Menendez, Democrat of New Jersey, the ranking member of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, issued a powerful call for renewed U.S. leadership in the face of Turkish and Azerbaijani aggression against Armenia and Artsakh, urging $100 million in U.S. assistance to prevent a humanitarian disaster, re-engagement in the OSCE Minsk Group negotiation process, and the end to U.S. arms sales to Ankara and Baku, reported the Armenian National Committee of America. So that's an Armenian group that is paying attention to this. Speaking on the U.S. Senate floor, Senator Menendez shared his solidarity with Armenia worldwide in the face of the devastation inflicted on the region of Azerbaijani President Aliyev, with the full support of President Erdogan of Turkey, and decried the lack of American leadership, which could have averted much of this tragedy. Oof. Yeah. Okay. I mean, he's taking a shot at his political opponents, the lack of American leadership. Okay. Well, that lack of American leadership didn't start with Donald Trump. Right, that lack of American leadership. We had 8 years of Samantha Power as the UN, the head of the American representative to the United Nations, like the most powerful nation at the United Nations, had the representative, and she's all over this stuff. She's been trying to, get the word out forever, and she wrote books about it, and it still didn't happen. Right, it still didn't happen. Here we are today. And so anyway, so let me continue. Menendez continued, the security of the Armenian people who have already suffered brutal violence at the hands of President Aliyev and Erdogan now rests with peacekeepers sent by Vladimir Putin, a flawed agreement that does nothing about the jihadists sent there by Turkey, who, if allowed to remain, could commit further atrocities against Christian Armenians. In response, Senator Menendez offered 4 key areas of renewed U.S. leadership, including a call for $100 million in U.S. humanitarian and development assistance. All right, so you can go and read all this stuff. It's all good. Even German lawmakers propose to impose arms embargo on Turkey. Okay, so there's a bunch of people making money off selling guns. The United States makes money off of selling guns. And guns, whoever has the biggest gun keeps the peace. I mean, that's why you hear about bombs and missiles be called peacemakers. It's like, if you see what kind of destruction we can inflict, then maybe you'll calm down. Okay, so it's a necessary evil, is what I would say. Guns are a necessary evil because there are people out there that just want to kill you, and you have to be able to stop them. Right? I mean, that's what the Second Amendment is about, essentially. But then you have people that just see money, and they're unscrupulous, or they'll sell to unscrupulous buyers. It's like they just want the dollars. And so there's plenty of guilt to go around in that regard. But the United States is we just read, he wants to, this guy is pushing sanctions. And now German lawmakers are proposing an embargo on selling weapons to Turkey. All right, let me just read a little of this. The German Left Party and the Green Party have submitted a bill to the Bundestag proposing to impose an arms embargo on Turkey for its militaristic policy and human rights violations in the Eastern Mediterranean, Nagorno-Karabakh, Libya, and Syria. The proposal has been sent to the Federal Council. All right, I don't need to read all this, but I'm just notifying you that people are paying attention. Germany's a part of the European Union. France is a part of the European Union. Everybody's paying attention to this, paying close attention. Nobody wants war. Well, some people want war. Those are the aggressors. Subscribe to this channel. Subscribe. If you haven't already subscribed, subscribe. And share these videos. It's important that we get the word out there.